If you're ambitious, like really driven, but you're always exhausted and you're sometimes fantasizing about burning it all down just so you can take a nap or maybe get a job at Target, you're doing it all wrong. Now, maybe you feel guilty for not having it all together, or maybe you wish you were a little less ambitious just so you could take a moment and breathe. The problem is most likely lack of systems, and we're gonna cover that in today's video. I wanna break down why high-achieving business owners usually burn out, and what I've learned from my Wedding Day Meltdown, and why the lazy ones, the ones who demand simplicity and sanity, are actually the ones building the most scalable businesses out there. By the way, my name is Stacy Tuschel, and I've been a business owner now for almost 23 years. My businesses generate over $10 million in annual revenue. I was burnt out on my wedding day. So picture this, it's my wedding day, I'm in my wedding dress. I'm supposed to be glowing, relaxed, maybe sipping a mimosa while getting my hair done. But no, instead, I was taking a client call so she could update her credit card that was about to expire in a few weeks. Even though I had a team of people, I was still the person doing it all. Everything was still going through me. I had built what looked like a really successful business from the outside, but I didn't have a business that could function without me. And let me tell you, nothing makes you realize that faster than trying to squeeze in a phone call between hair and makeup on your wedding day. Someone said to me, "You look so calm." And I just smiled and nodded, but inside I was cracking, right? That was the moment I knew something had to change. Because if my business couldn't survive one day without me, and not just any day, but my wedding day, I wasn't building something sustainable, or something I even wanted to be sustainable. And the scariest part was I had normalized it. I was so used to the pressure, I didn't even recognize it as a red flag. I thought that was just what it was like to be a successful business owner. But success shouldn't feel like you're constantly teetering on the edge of burnout, right? Feeling like there's just too much weight on your shoulders. And what I didn't need was another tactic or a new planner or just to push through. What I needed was actual systems and a new way to think about leadership. Why CEOs burn out. I want to talk about the deeper reason that CEOs like us burn out, and why that hustle culture is so seductive, but also very dangerous. So reason one is hustle feels like productivity, right? But it's not. Most of us grow up thinking that hard work is this ultimate virtue, right? And when you start to own your business, hustle is glorified, right? Everyone's talking about the grind and being busy and no days off and sleep when you're dead. And big successful influencers say things like, if you really loved your work, then you wouldn't mind, working Saturday or Sunday. That's scary. And let's be honest, there's a dopamine hit that actually comes from being busy, crossing things off your list, jumping in to fix everything, right? Feeling like you're a superhero to your team and your clients can always count on you. Now, here is the actual reality of what's going on. Busy and hustle feels productive, but it's often masks as a real problem. Now, you're working so hard in your business that you're not actually working on leading your business, and you're solving the same fires over and over again because there is nothing documented or no system to prevent it in the first place. So I know clients who come to me working 60, 80, 100 plus hours per week and still feel behind. And when I ask, do you have systems? Is your team trained to solve this without you? The answer is almost always no, right? But I don't have time for that right now. And that's the big problem, is you're too busy to stop being busy. But the only way out is to stop, systematize, and step in to true leadership. Reason two is you built your business on your back, not on a system. So I see this all the time with brilliant, driven business owners. So you had a passion, you had a talent, and you were willing to outwork everyone. So you built something and it worked. But somewhere along the way, everything started depending on you. The clients love you, not necessarily the brand. Your team comes to you for every decision, every question, every fire. Your calendar is a war zone of meetings, approvals, last-minute emergencies, and of course, putting out fires. You feel guilty taking a real vacation or even turning off your phone for a day. But the hard truth is, if your business falls apart without you, it's not a business. It's a very demanding job. And when that happens, you're no longer a CEO. You are the janitor, the firefighter, the admin, the manager, the everything. And that's why burnout isn't a result of doing too much. It's a result of doing too much of the wrong things for too long without a plan to actually change it. Reason 3 is you think systems are for later, but later never comes. One of the biggest lies we tell ourselves is I will build the systems once I have more time, or once I hire more people, or as soon as we hit $1 million in revenue. But here is the truth. Systems don't come after scaling. Systems are what make you able to scale. So imagine this, you're getting twice as many clients next month. Could your current business handle it? Would your onboarding break? Would your team be overloaded? Would you be drowning in the day-to-day? Would you personally feel that hit? Most people think that they'll fix the plane once they're in the air, but systems are the runway. You build before you fly. And the longer you delay, the harder it's going to be to scale and to fix everything without everything falling apart in the meantime. Why you want to actually become lazier in your business. Now, most business owners who are killing it would actually seem lazy to you from the outside. So let's first reframe that word lazy. Lazy doesn't mean you're unmotivated. It means you value ease, efficiency, and freedom. I consider myself, in a way, a lazy CEO in the best way possible. Now, I want the highest return on the least amount of effort. I want to make sure I'm able to make money while I'm at my daughter's volleyball game. I want to run my 8-figure company without having to be on every single Zoom call. And guess what? That's not a flaw. That should be the goal. If you're ambitious, but also you value peace and profit margin and flexibility, then you're the exact person who needs systems the most. What systems actually give you? Clarity. Your team doesn't need to guess what success actually looks like. It is documented, it is clear. Consistency. So every customer gets a wow-worthy experience, not just when you happen to be involved, right? No matter who helps them, no matter what day or week it is, they're gonna get the same experience. It also gives you time back. You stop doing the same task 10 different ways. You create it once, you delegate it forever. Scalability. You can actually double your clients without doubling your hours. Freedom. You can actually take off on a Friday or miss a meeting or go on a family trip. Things don't have to fall apart when you're gone. Systems don't steal your creativity, they actually protect it. So there's something I call the step away test. And we've had so many clients forced to step away, taking care of maybe a loved one, an emergency surgery, a death of a family member. So the true system test is, can you step away? So one of my favorite stories comes from a client who was actually pregnant and absolutely terrified of taking maternity leave. She told me, Stacy, I know I should be excited, but I'm actually scared. My business has never survived without me, right? Like I'm its brain. That's what she said. I'm its brain. Okay, so together we built her systems. We trained her team. We documented everything from sales to marketing to onboarding, how to handle refunds, everything in her head we got on paper. And then she stepped away for 8 weeks. When she came back, not only had the business survived, it was still hitting the growth that she was expecting. She said to me, I used to think systems weren't necessary, and now I don't even know how we functioned before, right? That's what I want for you. You didn't start this business to feel trapped in it. You didn't start it to work 80 hours a week, and you certainly didn't start it to feel guilty when you rest or miss time with your family, right? If you're ambitious, but you're just tired, if you want more, but you also want less chaos, you don't need to push harder. You need to build smarter, stronger systems. You need structure. You need space to breathe. If you want the tactics of how I actually build systems for $1 million plus businesses, you should watch my other video I have on how to build systems so your business runs without you.